Rainbow Six Siege is a game that has taken the industry by storm. From a rocky launch to a constantly growing fan base of millions of players, the game has definitely made its mark in gaming history. But what about this game is so intriguing? Why has it grown in popularity over the past couple years? Today, we discuss a little bit as to why Rainbow Six Siege is such a good game. But before we dive into the meat of it all, what even is Rainbow Six? Well, the series as a whole centers around a military group known as Team Rainbow. They are essentially an anti-terrorist faction who specialize in taking out terrorist organizations and other national threats. The prior games have all had a tactical theme to them, where communication, coordination, and teamwork is key, and Siege is no exception to this formula. Now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about the launch of Rainbow Six Siege. Siege launched in late 2015. It came with 20 unique operators, each with their own play style, and all from different factions. From breachers, anti-breachers, trap operators, shield operators, each operator had a gadget, which offered some sort of a utility, and it's up to you to decide on what's best for a certain map or game mode. The game launched with 3 main modes for multiplayer: Bomb, Hostage, and Secure Area. The classic Rainbow Six mode, Terrorist Hunt, made a return as well, but besides the newest update adding the Outbreak mode for a short period of time, no new modes have been added. The game launched with about 76,000 copies sold on its first day, which seemed to be a very low number for a AAA title, and it seemed like this game was destined to fail. But Ubisoft had a few things up its sleeve for this game. Before we get into the gameplay discussion, let's talk about the developer support that this game has gotten, and how Ubisoft has really handled their updates. The game has constantly had updates and fixes added to help better the player experience. Changes were made to operators to help balance the game, and small tweaks were always implemented at a steady rate. The game would release 2 new operators every season, which would be free to anyone who owns the Season Pass, and it would be available 1 week early for those with the Season Pass as opposed to those without. But even without the Season Pass, you could enjoy all of the content. Every single map that was added to the game was free, and like I said, even without the Season Pass, you could gain access to the new operators. You could purchase them with the in-game currency known as Renown. So realistically, you didn't need to spend any extra money on this game if you didn't want to. This model has proven to work very well. It lets players who want early operator access get their new characters for a small fee, while the player base is not divided up with the release of new maps. The support this game has gotten from its devs is phenomenal. Yes, some fixes take longer than others, and there will always be problems, but they are constantly working to make the game the best it can be. But developer support isn't the only thing that defines a game's success. Its gameplay matters just as much. Siege is slightly different from its other entries in the series. While yes, a still tactical shooter, this game focuses more on multiplayer than it does a single player experience. It is a 5v5 tactical shooter, different from those in the other entries in the series and from that of Call of Duty, Halo, or even Overwatch. The game can be played casually, yes, but it really shines when players are with a squad and they communicate with each other. While running in guns a-blazing is an option, utilizing your abilities, drones, cameras always proves more effective. Playing with the team in mind is always better than playing as a lone wolf. The game has an insane learning curve though. It is not forgiving at all. Veteran players will know what kind of team composition to use, what angles to hold, and which weapons and abilities to use and when, and what timing is best for using and picking these things. A new player still learning the ropes will have a difficult time learning the best strategies. The game does not really hold your hand. Besides the short single-player section of situations, the game offers little help for newbies. It's up to you and your friends to decide what works best and help you become a better player. Within time, you'll know which angles to hold, which operators work best for a given situation, and everything in between. In a game where you can die from 1 bullet to the head, your teamwork and timing is key. Which is what the game is about, being tactical, communicating, and using the world to your advantage. This game takes destructibility to a whole nother level. Many walls on most maps are breakable, which offers more options for getting into an objective and opening up new lines of sight. The game is made to be competitive. It can get irritating at times, but what game doesn't? Nothing is more satisfying than the feeling of victory. The game has gotten where it's at because of its unique ability to challenge players. Those who play this game know that the tactical gameplay and the amount of thought that goes into some matches is some of the best parts. You are not invincible. There is no respawns until the next round. And that's why I love this game. It's different. It offers a unique experience unlike many other shooters that I've played. I come back to this game almost every day because I love that tactical gameplay. I love the operators, I love the maps, I love the community. Say what you will, whether that this game is toxic or that it's broken or anything else, the constantly growing player base and support for this game seem to say otherwise. Siege is no easy game by any means, but once you've learned the mechanics and played it a bit, you will probably be having a time of your life. Don't get this game if you're looking for an arcadey shoot-em-up experience. This game is not for that, but it is an amazing experience, and putting it into words is difficult. I love Siege, and I love seeing this game grow the way that it has. And that's going to do it for this video. I kind of just wanted to put a little bit something out there to kind of put my take as to why this game is so good. I love the tactical gameplay that varies differently from other games that I've played. I'm an avid Call of Duty player. I play Battlefield. I play Overwatch. I play so many other games, and Siege has really taken my heart. I've loved the series for a very long time, and I'm glad to see Siege doing as well as it is, and I will continue to be supporting this game until they decide to inevitably probably release a sequel. But with Ubisoft's plan to quote-unquote release 100 operators, it'll be a while till that happens. So thank you guys for sticking around and watching this video. I hope you learned something new. I hope you have a little bit of insight as to what Siege is and why it's so good. Do you agree with my opinions? Do you not? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheerio, mates!